From the great halls of their house, there are assembled three who hope to one day be the world's greatest driving heroes. Created from the cosmic legends of the universe comes our team captain, the Vision, Bill Fisher, and their soon-to-be Wonder Woman, Vicki Fisher, and our Captain Marvel and head flight trainee, Jennifer Scripchuk. Their mission: to fight injustice, share what is right and wrong, to get you out of your house and come out racing with them and serve all mankind. They are the Garage Heroes in Training Team.
Speaking of 20 years of therapy, welcome to the Garage Heroes in Training podcast. I'm going to be the host for this episode. My name is Bill. Who else is hosting?
I'm Vicki.
We've got a co-host this week.
Yes, we do.
He's back again. He's been rambling with a Rust Belt,
holding all the guest records.
That's right.
Yeah.
Rally Master Jeff. Welcome back, Jeff.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
Hi. I'm good. It was August was a long month.
August was a terribly long month.
Yeah.
We can go into our side of it, but let's talk about the Rust Belt Ramble.
Yeah, it was a good time. We started at Detroit Bus Company again, as usual.
Mm-hmm.
And the day before, Andy gave us the most depressing tour we've had in a while. Usually there's like a couple funny things, but this time it was like, this is sad. This building is gone. That's sad. But it did kind of end on a positive note. One of his friends was able to save a factory, and it's actually becoming like a space. It's not just vacant. And it's for low-income housing. So it's also not just like a copy shop or an art studio. It's like an actual, like, doing good kind of thing. So
I thought you'd probably get a tour of everything that's been stolen from his place.
Jesus. Well, I mean, it's content, right?
Yeah, it is.
At his factory, that was a car factory for like 20 minutes during World War II.
Wow.
Well, other than that, envelopes. They made envelopes. Yeah.
We need to do the Rust Belt Ramble, sweetie.
It's a good time. That's Eric's baby.
We're working our way to it. We're almost there.
Inch by inch.
Almost there, inch by inch.
I'm not sure where we're going to start next year.
Pit race.
Yeah, I mean, that is the Rust Belt. And it's actually like, and then New Jersey and stuff is actually like the original Rust Belt from like the late 18th century or 17th century. 17th? 18th century.
18.
Yeah, there's a bunch of glass factories and stuff, and they all went out of business, and everybody got super unemployed, and that's how that went. It's kind of interesting. Eric teaches me all about that stuff.
Welcome.
And I'm always like, oh, good.
Welcome to Trenton.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and where NJMP is, that was all just glass factories that went out of business, and
the Lennox factory's like 20 miles from there.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. It was, Millville that never actually had a mill. They just named it in the hopes a mill would show up.
Well, there's that building on the way out that we've never figured out what it is.
It's a glass factory. Eric and I.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Eric and I did some recon and some going past fences.
Spelunking?
Yeah, some of it's actually still occupied by like they make prescription bottles or something like that.
Oh.
But not a lot of people are, you used to employ thousands of people. You only need like 8 to make prescription bottles.
Yeah, they're not very large.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, we're rambling about the Rust Belt Ramble. So Rust Belt Ramble started where?
In Detroit. Then we headed out. It was also during the cruise, the Woodward cruise there. So that was kind of funny. We set a couple checkpoints that if you didn't get out early enough, you would definitely get stuck behind the cruise, or the road would be closed due to the cruise. I think most teams were able to make it out.
Did anybody do the cruise?
What do you mean the cruise?
No, the Woodward cruise. It's what's
the Woodward cruise?
A bunch of wing-a-ding-a crap. It's just a bunch of like people bring muscle cars and get stuck in traffic for 7 hours. It's supposed to, it's famous.
Oh, I'm thinking like cruise. I'm like, there's no cruises out there.
He's thinking boats.
I'm thinking boats.
No, not boats.
I think all the audience is thinking boats, and I'm like,
there's probably a cruise out there. They got Lake
I'm thinking
Superior, Lake
maybe it might be
Michigan.
like the Great Lakes area. You got
No,
cruises.
no, no. It's like my head keeps disappearing. That's annoying. It's the like they take a bunch of muscle cars on a cruise and drive around and celebrate American car history from the 60s and 70s before it turned terrible.
I think
So
Woodward was
that
the drag race street there for a while.
yeah, that's where everybody would do their drags. But during Woodward Cruise now, it's it takes like 7 hours to cover 4 miles because it's just a big slow parade.
Mhm.
So no, we did not do the Woodward Cruise. That's kind of the antithesis of the rally, right? Everyone's car's nice. Saw a lot of cars with polished undersides and mirrors laid out underneath them, so you could see all the cool chrome that got put on
Oh.
their catalytic converter or whatever.
Yeah.
Uh,
Maybe
so then
Andy
we
could have
had
found his.
probably not.
No, probably not.
Then we headed out to Saginaw to see Dale's antique store, Dale Stripple from the race.
Mhm.
So that
Oh
was
yeah.
that was a bonus checkpoint, and a couple teams just pretty much cleared him out. He was
So
very surprised.
wow, I didn't know he had an antique store.
He
Yeah.
has so it's a big store, and then he and his wife run like 3 or 4 booths inside of it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Yeah, some of the
Everybody,
stuff is pretty cool.
they cleaned him out. That's
Yeah, a
awesome.
bunch of people bought it, pretty much everything. Where did we go
Oh,
after that? And then a bunch of other checkpoints that weren't obviously really that impressive because I kind of forgot them. Oh, Frankenmuth. We went to Frankenmuth, which is like a fake Bavarian town. So
really?
lots of
A
lots of pictures of
fake one?
people. Fake, yeah, totally fake. People playing trombone and stuff like that. Uh, and then we ended up in Kalamazoo for the night. We stopped at the Gilmore Car Museum in Hickory Corners, which if you haven't had the chance to go there, go there. It's really cool.
Mhm.
Some rich old guy a long time ago just started a car museum. While we were there, the Relics car show was there. So there was a bunch of like rat rod and hot rod stuff laying around that was for sale. They almost had like a flea market set up. So that was pretty cool too. It was taco night, and people from Kalamazoo and me being from San Diego have very different definitions of what a taco is.
Hmm.
So a lot
Yeah.
of the Midwesterners enjoyed the taco very much. I did not eat it. It was a little
So,
rough.
what did you guys expect, and what was different this time around?
For just the rally in general.
Yeah.
We went a different way. We've never been to Kalamazoo before. We had been to Cleveland before. But between Eric and I, we always find something new. Some of the cars are really great. Little Yikes came back with the Team Punch Raff minivan, but they had removed the minivan part of it, and they made a Jeep out of it.
Okay.
A
Okay.
terrible Jeep. Yeah, it was just Jeep body panel and pieces of wood, just kind of screwed on there. First Chevy Laguna in the race or in the rally showed up. That was great. Team Punch Raff had bought their truck back that they used to run from somebody else, added an extra axle for some reason, and turned it into a cat. That axle made it like half a day. Rust Belt Racing. It sounds like they're going to retire from racing and only do the rally. So
Oh,
we're
okay.
very happy to hear about that. Had one rental car, so they immediately won the rental car class. Rental cars are getting, I don't know how often you guys have to rent cars, but they're getting much worse.
They suck.
Really?
They're getting really bad. Yeah, so mine was missing like the floor. Like the carpet was all ripped up. Like it looked like someone had ripped out the carpet, taken all the padding from underneath, and then just stuck the carpet back in.
Mhm.
What?
And they gave me a whopping $50 off for that.
Why would
I
somebody
have
do
no idea.
that?
I have no idea. It was crazy. I smuggling drugs. I don't know. It wasn't. I mean, it had 60,000 miles on it, but it was it was a Toyota Camry. There was nothing crazy about it.
Weird.
The transmission kept slipping, so that was fun. While using cruise control, we would just be driving and it would go, "Ah," and then we'd start going again.
Well,
And
it
then
was
the
it was
one-
a Toyota in Michigan.
Yeah, I mean, I had my Land Cruiser is just about to hit 300,000 miles. It's doing great.
Okay.
And then the other guys, they had an Edge, a Ford Edge. and just warning lights would constantly be going off, and it had like 48,000 miles on it. So they were very worried about making it to the end, like more worried than a lot of the people that were actually, in normal cars. What else? This is that Suzuki. Yeah, a lot of just Fugly Truckling showed up in their Dodge Rampage. That's a cool car. I like that a lot. The ACR Tards. I guess that's not really an appropriate name. They should come up with a new name. They had a really cool Plymouth Neon that while they were in Cleveland, they picked up a tune for it. So that was pretty cool. There were guys from I gotta remember what museum it was. Hold on one second.
No worries.
The Auburn Cord Duesenberg Museum. Sorry, long name.
Wow.
That's why I always forget it. They entered they were originally going to enter a Fury, I think, and they ended up, or no, a Mercury Monterey, and they ended up did not get ready. And oh no, did we change that? Sorry, I just have to try and check. Everyone always wants to change things on us. Yeah, no, they brought a 63 Mercury Monterey that had like the wood sides, so that was really neat. They did pretty well, but it's pretty sweet. They know what they're doing. It was like 5 of them, and they all have the resources that a museum avails them. Really cool Pontiac Fiero with a roof rack, and the guy ran solo in a Fiero, which was pretty cool to watch. He did really well. So some pretty great cars. 72 Dodge Dart. They've run the rally with us a couple times. It's a father and son. Well, a lot of good cars. Really good cars on this one. It was
Did
very
the bus show
impressive.
up?
No buses. He brought his 6-speed Jim, who usually drives the bus. He brought his Volvo
Station wagon.
Yeah, it was like a V70 or something like that. Super fast, 5-speed. I think he stuck a 6-speed in it. It's his daily driver.
Cheater car.
In all fairness, excuse me, his wife's pregnant. So yeah, don't want to get stuck out there with pregnant wife.
No.
Yeah.
So did you end up on the news anywhere this time around?
No funny stunts this. I think Andy may have burned his bridges in regards to the local news agencies showing up with that last stunt, the Bring Back Saturn. I don't see them coming back anytime soon. Yeah. Let's see.
So did everybody make it, or were there any epic failures on cars?
There's an MG midget. I don't know. They're in a relationship that I don't know what it is. Their car caught on fire. So their midget, so I don't even know. So British cars are like my thing. Like a lot of modern cars I don't know a lot about. That's fine. But British cars, I can do a British car all day. He rebuilt his SU carb and somehow lost a jet on it. And so the fuel bowl leaked onto the manifold and caught on fire. Like when I heard they were on fire, I immediately thought it was like electrical.
Yeah, I was going to say Lucas Electric,
Yeah, because he had like an LCD screen installed and some other wiring. And I remember inspection being like, oh, that's bad. Like you want to, it's a car that started its life with 3, fuses. You don't want to add fuses to it. But no, somehow his jet exploded. They were actually able to rebuild the jet. Well, they stopped in an AutoZone, got other parts, and then like fixed it so it would be a jet again. And they got it running, but it wouldn't keep running. So they ended up having it towed, and they ended up not making it to awards. So, oh well.
MG didn't make the trip. Wow.
What are you talking about? We crashed in Seattle and still made it to Monterey the same day. Midgets can make it forever. Who else? Where's that team? I just gotta remember what kind of car they had. Plymouth Arrow. Oh, there was a Plymouth Arrow truck. That was cool. It made it. The Plymouth Valiant didn't make it, which he brought a MG last year that didn't make it. he's the guy that I kept on telling him, it's your fuel pump. And he's like, it's not my fuel pump. I'm like, it's your fuel pump. And then he went home and it was his fuel pump. So,
yep.
Yeah, it's usually like electrical or your fuel pump. If your
Pretty much.
MG is not running well, it's pretty much your electrical or your fuel pump.
There's not a whole lot besides that in the car.
They're all no. They're also gravity assisted, so people always put them up too high and they burn out right away. So his car didn't make it. The Dodge Rampage also wasn't at awards, but I don't know if that's not because they didn't make it or I think that they might live somewhere near Cleveland, so they just went home instead of coming to awards, which is perfectly acceptable and understandable.
Mm-hmm.
We're not that funny. It's really not worth it.
No. Well, sometimes it depends.
Sometimes.
So what were the stops and photo ops of note?
Well, like usual, Eric and I only stop at a few things so we can get the best pictures. We got a tour of the Auburn Cord Duesenberg Museum, and we got to meet the museum cat, who has their entire a cubicle, like a huge cubicle, completely set up just for the cat. So that I know that's not car related, but the big floofy cat has its own cubicle and apparently is the manager. So that was great. Another one that I liked was, where else did we go on? We went to the original Concrete Street in Bellefontaine, Ohio. And what I found interesting about Bellefontaine is that it's definitely a Rust Belt town, but for some reason, a big company came in and invested like $20 million, revitalizing the downtown. And this happened 10 or 15 years ago, and the downtown continues to be revitalized.
Wow.
So that's pretty impressive. Yeah, pretty impressive. This is all from day 2. There was a shoe tree in the middle of nowhere in Albany, Indiana. We
sent everyone shoe tree?
Yeah, you tie your pair of shoes together and throw them in a tree.
Oh.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. What else do we have on day 1? Continuing our union theme that we have within the rally. We had the Sit Down Strike Park in Flint, Michigan. We also had the Weather Ball in Flint, Michigan, and that was the checkpoint that you had to get to before the cruise started, because the cruise actually starts in Detroit and apparently works its way all the way up to there. And then there's a bunch of like 60s and 70s cover bands. So if that's what you're into, that's a good one to go to. In Grand Rapids, there's a big pyramid that's pretty cool, but apparently someone had bought it and turned it into a data center. So they were not happy about seeing us. Oops. Day 1, we also had them. It happens every time. You Google the address and you try to figure out as much as you can about the place. And if, they're obviously trying to keep it, off the radar, but at the same time, by keeping it off the radar, we are unaware that they exist.
It is a pyramid. I mean, how off the radar is a pyramid?
Exactly. And they're all like, well, get out of here. And you're like, dude, it's a pyramid. People are going to stop at the pyramid. It's a giant pyramid.
Yeah.
So they weren't very happy about that. As some people may know, checker cabs were made in Kalamazoo, Michigan. So we had everyone on day 1 turn their cars into a cab. Some did a much better job than others. Day 2, our patented feat of dumbness, was National Potato Day. So we had everyone made a Sir Sputicus noggin doll, and not to be confused with the popular trademark toy. So some pretty good Mr. Potato Heads, some actual just terrifying ones where people just shove like spark plugs through its head and just called it a day. There's something wrong. Like I said, rally people are a lot weirder than race people in general.
Special people.
They're my special people. And then on day 3, this is an Eric rally. Rust Belt is always written by Eric. I just check for typos and to make sure that things are still open.
Right.
So there is a rail line called the Glass Rock Spur. And so to hit most of the checkpoint, well, first he jumbled all the checkpoints up, dick move number 1. It's my favorite dick move. And then to be able to hit the checkpoints and do the train, there was 2 things you could do. It was like miss a bunch of checkpoints, which is fine. That was kind of the plan. And then you could hit the train. And the only time you could take the train was at 12, Because if you took it after 12, you would not make it to awards. But the way you could do all the checkpoints, and if someone had completed this, they would have won the whole rally. You would have to wake up at like 2. No one figured it out. Someone almost figured it out. But you would have to wake up at like 3 a.m, do all the checkpoints for the day, drive back to the train place, which is like another 4 hours backward, ride the train, and then drive to the awards. So it was maniacal. It was not nice.
Yeah, that's very.
It's
maniacal.
cool though. Yeah, well, I don't know. It makes it easier to score. I like it when it's easier to score. So those are the those were my favorites that we did, I think.
Wow.
Excuse me.
So
I don't know about you, but the air quality here is awful right now in
Yeah,
Wisconsin.
Where are you at?
Wisconsin.
Oh.
So my allergies have been beating me up.
I thought
Oh,
it
the
was
Y-shaped
just-
bridge. That was cool. There's a Y-shaped bridge in Zanesville, Ohio. So right in the middle, it forks in the middle of the river to 2 different directions.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty cool. A lot of cool overlooks where people have definitely been murdered several times.
I think it needs a big rubber band connecting the Y, and then it would be the biggest slingshot ever.
Oh, yeah. I guess if you just like got like a drone and pulled it up and shot it into the water. Yeah,
That'd be fun.
Yeah. You know, Zanesville doesn't have a lot going for it. The poverty rate's like 31%, so maybe you could help them out.
Wow.
Might be the tourist trap they've been needing.
That's the thing they've been looking for.
That's right. All right, Jeff, it wouldn't be a Lemons Rally wrap-up without the question that everybody needs to know.
Hotels.
The hotel rating for Lemons Rally.
Yeah.
So this one, like I said, Eric planned, so that means he picked the hotels. And I have made a decision that one night we'll have a sketchy hotel because of you guys.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
I had too many rallies where I'm like, you know what, this one isn't terrifying enough. We need one that's a little scary. So what I thought was going to be the sketchy one was a Southwind Motel in Columbus, Ohio, which it advertised itself as a boutique motel, had like 25 rooms. The pictures look great, but we've all I'm at like 20 something rallies. The boutique motel that's downtown and wherever generally is pretty terrible. Like is 95% of the time, like just not good. The pictures are great. They got the lighting right. Someone
it was
knew how to
okay 50
YouTube.
years ago, right?
Correct. But no, it was amazing. It was the nicest hotel that I have ever been in on a rally. I had the suite. It had pour over coffee makers, like it's not Keurig, it's Chemex. It had Chemex coffee makers. It was amazing. So that one, Southwind Motel. If you got to stay in Columbus, it's in Germantown. The prices are actually really reasonable, significantly cheaper than staying out actually downtown. Yes. Terrifying one was in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Eric, I think, forgot that Candlewood Inn and Suites are like short-term, long-term, like not overnight, like you're there for a couple of weeks to like 3 years kind of housing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and you can stay overnight. You can rent a room overnight. So while we were there, we were driving up, had just gotten off the highway to go to the hotel, and there was someone that uses some sort of substance fighting with a stroller in the middle of the street. And so as we lit them up, their eyes got huge, like dinner plates, and then they started pushing and pulling the stroller somehow at the same time. And then they ended up going with just dragging it behind them, and they disappeared into the woods like a deer. So that was
terrifying.
That's how that one started. So I was like, it's a rally. This will be fine. This is fine. So we pull in a Candlewood.
It's fine.
Yep. My first room, the key doesn't work. So this is the 4th rally in a row where one of my hotel room keys just doesn't work. Like they can't reprogram it. The room is just done. So, and it's a lot of like people who are in town to work or, do meth or, sell meth, whatever their work is. It's fine.
Or both.
Whatever. Yeah. Why not both? So, I go to my room. It's fine. It was fine. But Matt Gebbin, who brought the Newport that was crashed in on one side that he went up, somebody in the parking lot just started yelling at him to sell him the car. Matt, being a car guy, the guy asked, well, how much did you get the car for? Matt's very proud because he won this eBay auction for this, from one side, an amazing looking car, from the other side, crushed. Car that still drives for $300, and he's very proud of it. Well, what he didn't realize is the guy would start like offering him $600 over and over again, like, no, my boss said I can take the spot on the trailer, sell me the car. And Matt's like, I don't want to sell you the car. I'm just trying to fix the master brake cylinder. No, sell me the car. So this guy's yelling at poor Matt, who's very
Oh my
kind
gosh.
and soft spoken and not a mean bone in his body. And I think he was still wearing like his 1970s Zisco outfit while this guy's yelling at him. So yeah, there is very aggressive, car negotiations. So we were all expecting it to be gone in the morning because they did have an empty trailer. So the assumption was they were just going to push it up on the trailer and fuck off to wherever they live. But
$600 or $0, right?
Correct. Yeah, but, it did not go that way, surprisingly enough. But really weird. The car is worth. Yeah, I mean, just parts wise, the car's worth significantly more. Someone just T-boned it 15 years ago and they sold it on eBay because so and so died or whatever.
Well, these are the questions, the hard-hitting questions that really get into the rally. So that one was the worst. Any highlights or lowlights on the food trail?
Well, we kept on stopping at museums and stuff. So most of my food was just like fast food because, the tacos were terrible. Everybody from the Midwest thought it was a great taco bar. I thought it was not good, which is fine.
So what about the meetups?
Like I said, we on the first night, we stopped at the Gilmore Car Museum, which is amazing. Again, if you have the chance to go there, there was like a band and stuff. It was a lot of fun. Everybody was very nice. Day 2, we stopped at an ice cream place called Jenny's Splendid Ice Cream in German Village. The ice cream was pretty good. Good servings, but actually they also owned a sandwich shop that was next door. Really good. Columbus was surprising to me. Again, it's like Pittsburgh. Like I grew up just thinking that Columbus was this terrible place that no one should go to. And then I actually go and I'm like, this is actually pretty nice. Though once you get to the wrong side of the road, like the wrong side of town, you are definitely in the wrong side of town.
Wow.
It's not just a college town.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I got punched by someone from the University of Ohio once while I was on crutches. I was at the University of Arizona at a football game and they just punched me. Yeah. I mean, I was yelling Buckeyes are poison nuts, which they are poisonous nuts. I don't know if I deserved a punch. And I was on crutches. I just kind of went.
You weren't that hard to catch up when you're on crutches.
Not at all. And we were at the University of Arizona. It's not like I was, doing this at the University of Ohio. Anyway, that's my got punched in the face by an Ohio fan story. And then we ended the rally at Switch Cars. Doug was nice enough to host us. It was a really good time. He actually gave. The Jeep has a lot of parts that are license plates, like structural support parts that are just made of license plates. And so he actually, if you don't know, Doug from Switch Cars, he currently holds the Cannonball run record for sub 24 hours.
Really?
So he gave them a really cool license plate that's signed by, I think it was him, signed by someone with a very messy signature that commemorates his Cannonball run record. So very cool. The car was there. We got to look at the car. It was neat.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it was a good rally.
So what's next on the rally, Lion?
Captain's log supplemental.
So Bill, guess what?
What?
We did the Sentinel. We did the Sentinel.
We did.
How
did you like it?
You know what? We were talking about the Sentinel.
We have.
It was great. We understood watching how the Sentinel works, but we finally got it into our car, and I got to tell you, that was really awesome. I was able to see every one of my mistakes.
We have hours of them.
We have hours of my mistakes,
right.
But we have hours of good stuff too, which is awesome. It actually showed us the speed. Did it show us where we were on track?
We were streaming it
We were streaming it live.
We're boring billions of people across the world.
But it was pretty incredible. Plus, on it, you're able to put your insignia, your logos on your app also, and the clarity was amazing. It was really easy to put in, easier than I thought it was.
I know you kept making a big deal out of it. I'm like, it's really not that hard. Until we focused on it, it wasn't too bad. And then we got some help. No. It was pretty.
Yeah, it was. It was pretty good.
You know what? I liked the stream because some of the tracks we go to don't have great cell phone coverage, but it's got a USB stick backup, So I
Mhm.
just uploaded the high quality video without the cellular interruption. So if you watched us earlier and said, wow, they got from there to there really quickly, you can watch the real video and see that no, we didn't. It's just a cell phone went out.
Mhm.
But
Yeah. So the learning curve for me, obviously, I'm slightly techno Amish.
slightly.
What slightly when it comes to the wiring and stuff like that, but we get it in, and I love it. We were able to sit there right at the track and watch what we were doing in the car, and that was
Yeah.
amazing.
Which was good because if you have a problem with your radio, you can tell, if something is going on that you need to know about. Like
Hmm.
a couple times we've had cars come in and we didn't know they were broken. And I know it's hard to imagine one of our cars being broken, but whatever. But you can watch the video, and even with the cell phone coverage we had at that particular event, it was like a 30-second delay. So it wasn't bad.
Hmm.
And you can compare multiple drivers because you have each of the stints are broken up. So we got to work on not only our driving, but if we wanted to, we could work on our pit stops and see exactly what we do. And there's some things that we need to talk about as a team. And it was pretty good. Like I said, it takes me, once we got the wiring hooked up for the power, I probably could go from an empty shell to a full up setup running Sentinel. I could probably do that in like 20 minutes.
Hmm.
So you could literally install it in a car before a race. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
And we got to see the driver and the front windshield. And if
Yep.
we want to, we can have three. We can see backwards. Or one of the guys we were going to work with at the upcoming event, he said, could you put a camera on the driver's eyes so we could see what they're looking at? I said, why, yes, I can. Haven't done it yet, but I'll figure it out. We've got time.
Well, I love it.
All right, very well. That sounds like I can buy another one then. Woo!
Fall foliage, that's coming up at the end of the month.
Yes,
22nd through the
it
24th.
is.
Yep. So
Anybody we know
there.
going to that? Anybody?
I'm pretty sure you are. So
Oh.
you will need to help judge because you
Yep.
be judgy. Yeah. So
I am bringing my sister and my mom.
ooh.
Yep.
I know. Mom is definitely into it. We're working on it. And then my co-driver from last year is bringing her own car with a friend. So
Nice.
there'll be a pack of 7 of us running together.
The witches broke up.
The witches broke up.
Yeah,
You can all be witches.
Yeah.
We're going to be spending a lot of time in Maine this time, though. If you look at we're actually spending 2 nights in the same hotel.
Really?
It's actually early this year.
Yeah, just because Road America.
Oh,
It's going to take up a lot of our triumphant return to Road America. There's going to be a parade. That's just going to take up a lot of resources. And everyone that is involved in the rally is like an hour from Road America. So our time is definitely taken up with that. So, and who knows, with global warming, there'll probably just be like palm trees and like beaches during fall foliage, and fall will be canceled in Maine.
Something will be on fire. It's
everywhere.
fine.
Holy, it's fine. God.
Yep. So garage here is. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was at my fly shop. I fly fish, and I was at the fly shop yesterday. And we've been going through like a 3-year drought in Wisconsin. And we were just talking about how low the water is, and the guy goes, "But it's fine, global warming. It's fine."
It's the fly shop.
Yeah, fly fishing.
Fly fishing.
Oh, fly fishing.
You know how hard those flies are to catch? They're like this.
It doesn't like this. That's kind of fun that you can do that.
Yeah.
It is.
Those little things, and then you catch trout. That's what I try to do. So I spent a lot of hours yesterday tromping through the bushes and caught no trout. And places that are supposed to have water and be class 1 streams are completely empty. So good times. Yeah, it's not great. I'm gonna blame everyone racers.
Okay. I mean, mental alone has contributed so much hot air to this world.
Not even including his former job, just as a person.
Yeah, indeed.
Fantastic.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We'll be hearing about that one in a future episode.
Yeah, definitely.
So how many rental cars showed up?
Just one.
So this one, just one. It was just the one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. A lot of great
sorry,
cars.
I missed that one.
Oh, no problem. Super. I mean, there's only one car. It was a super solid field. It was great.
It's an easy win for them.
I think that what people I think it's just, You know, you think about car culture and you see a lot about California's car culture, you know, in social media and stuff. But honestly, the Midwest is just, it is a solid foundation. People love their cars out there.
I think there's just less zeros in the price of the cars.
Correct. That helps too. Well, I mean, like I said, I mean, those guys literally polish the chrome on the underside of their car and put mirrors down so you can see whatever dumb stuff they've done, which is great. That's great that they love that. But, you know, I grew up in California and I thought that there was good car culture out there. And it just, I am being taught a lesson that the Midwest is really where, as far as car culture goes, it's very strong there.
Oh,
Indeed.
that is a good lesson learned. That's probably why grid life is so heavy out there.
That's my guess too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like Bill said, less zeros.
Less zeros.
Absolutely.
Less cars with their Instagram profile name on them.
Yeah. Yeah. That is big in Los Angeles. That's for sure.
Huge. Anyway.
Well, we are showing up. Garage Heroes in Training is showing up at.
Stop threatening the guest.
I know. Is showing up at the Fall Failage with a couple other Lemons racers in their car. So it'll be awesome. I really enjoyed it last year. I'm very much looking forward to it this year. And of course, more people are jumping in on it because I had such a good time and was speaking so highly of it.
Yeah, I mean, Steve definitely had his own vision of the rally, but we're trying to make it a little bit more accessible and a little less insane. You know, we're working on the 2024 rally right now. Probably head back to California and do some other stuff that we've done in the past, but do it differently. So we'll see how that goes. And I don't know. We keep on getting emails and people asking about like, oh, is the information about the rally up? Yep, all of it's up. All the hotels and everything.
Everything.
So stop asking me.
So speaking of emails, we get about rallies, Jeff. We have 5, all with the same request.
What is that?
They want to go to Alaska.
That's not happening. Ever again. Ever. Yeah, you'd have to have about 40.
One and done, huh?
Everybody would have to be willing about $2,500 a piece, I think.
Ugh.
Yep.
Wow.
At least. Yeah, it's just not at this time feasible. You know, Julian and Dom really, or Mick, or whatever his brother prefers to be called, they were like, there's gonna be tons of people from Alaska. There was one other team from Alaska.
Oh.
Yeah, so the numbers don't really work out.
No.
You know, I'll send you the route book. I don't care. You can go do the Lemons Rally in Alaska.
the one road, so it's not that hard of a route book.
Exactly. There's just nothing else to do. We've done it. Maybe an Arctic, John Fakar and them just did like an Arctic Circle run, but again, it was like sponsored. Like the money is there already for them. So
you know what I think you're failing to realize, Jeff. The one Alaska entrant was like 10% of the population. So I mean,
yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah, we've learned our lesson that we need to start near places with like major airports.
Yes.
Right.
Well, it was fun though. You guys seemed like you had a good time.
Oh, it was a blast. I loved Alaska. It would be great if we could go back there again, but it's not. I don't think it's feasible. Just a lot of moving parts.
The numbers aren't numbering.
Yeah, there's just a lot of costs that, you know. It was something that Jay said yes to, like in the very early part of the pandemic during like the Thursday therapy or whatever. And Eric and I both like groaned at the same time, like, this is going to be difficult. And it was.
And it is. Well,
yeah. So,
well, I think
so the people that went, those are smart people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, are they? I
mean, those are dumb. They're people.
They're people.
They're people. No, they loved people. It. They had a good time out there.
They did.
Yeah. I hope everyone did. So, and again, like if someone wants the route book, I'll send it to them and they can go do the Lemons Rally in Alaska.
Indeed.
Yeah.
All right. So when is Fall Failage? That's the end of this month or in the next month?
Yeah. Is it September yet?
Yeah.
Yeah. 22nd through the 24th.
22nd through 24th.
Yep.
Well, we will be having dailies because I will bother my beautiful bride. You can ignore us like always. but she
No,
would
I
be
wasn't being ignoring. It was just like, man, the meetups went very well. That's just what happened with that.
when the day ended, it was done.
Yeah, it was time for night. Yeah.
No worries. I
Yeah.
understand.
Oh, I should make the 4 seasons a checkpoint. Come to think of it.
You could.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the meetups are just loud. They're very loud.
Yeah.
And
Not the ice cream
tiring.
places. They are
Yeah.
very tiring. There's a lot of people to talk to, and you've already just done a 15-hour day. So,
Yep.
okay.
Well, I will
guess
stay at
that's it.
home and
Thank you.
and not
Watch the
participate
child.
and watch
Wait,
from
isn't
a
your kid in
distance.
college?
One of
Or
them.
no, you have 2 kids, right?
2.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
We got a straggler.
Yeah.
So, 2 years away.
Yep. Well, thank you very
Almost.
much.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
We'll see you in 3 or 4 weeks.
All right,
Yep.
talk to you guys later.
All right. Thanks, Jeff.
Okay.
Bye. What's your next race?
It depends when we fix cars.
What's broken?
Everything.
What's not broken is a shorter
Oh, that
list.
sucks. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, everything is being fixed. They're all fast. Well, most of them are fast fixes.
Do you guys have a mechanic yet, or do you still fix all your own stuff?
We try to fix all our own stuff. This one we're giving up.
I guess it's okay to give up every once in a while.
on. Exactly.
Do you know? Look, he admitted that he did something wrong. That is amazing.
When it
helps a
happens,
lot
I'll
with
let you know.
arguments. Yeah, it helps a lot with arguments. So.
When it happens, I'll let you know.
Feels very much of the I was.
No, I mean it took like 20 years of therapy, but I got there.
Mhm.